Hey guys, here we have the ChasingBetter GHD. You might have seen these ones tucked away in the corner of your CrossFit gym, probably just collecting dust, and you have absolutely no idea how to use this one. This machine is great for building your glutes, hamstrings, and other regions of the core. Hence why it is literally called the GHD, that is Glute Hamstring Developer. I'm going to be showing you guys a few movements and ways that you can actually do these movements on the GHD to build up some strength. All right, first of all, we have the GHD Setup. Probably most people's favorite core exercise. I'm not going to go into too much detail on that one. That's a deep rabbit hole. Anyway, how we want to set up for this one to be able to use for the GHD Setup. First of all, we need to be able to slide the foot pad to a point where, when my feet are fully extended at the pad, on the back pad, my bum is hanging just off the edge of the round here. So, corner of my bum to my hamstrings, just off the edge of the round. Next up, I need to bend my legs, not slide my bum, bend my legs to hook up against the foam pads. From here, my descent. I start off, we're just gonna be going down to halfway. I'm gonna tuck my chin, hands are gonna be by my sides, and I roll vertebrae to vertebrae down until I can only just see my toes. My way back up, I initiate by extending my quads and popping myself back up, keeping my chin tucked. If I wanna go further down, it is a knee bend, hook myself in, chin tuck, roll down vertebrae by vertebrae, reaching overhead until I can touch the floor, looking up at the ceiling, and then extend to the quads to pop myself back up. The extension of the quads is a very important part of this one to make sure that we don't load up that lower back on the way up and that we maintain that vertebrae by vertebrae on the way down. Only go as far down as you are confident. Don't rush down to the bottom if you haven't spent a lot of time only going down to part way. Movement number 2. Here we have the GHD Hip Extension. Great for building some glutes, some hamstrings, and building some explosive hips. Now, this one, we want to be slid slightly forward than the GHD for most people, but what we're looking for is when I am laying at horizontal, I want the fronts of my hips just in front of this round. Because the next part to this one, I'm going to brace and move with a neutral spine as low down as I possibly can. Once I reach the bottom, I'm then going to squeeze my glutes and hamstrings and bring myself back up to parallel. Control down, explode on the way back up. Trying to keep my spine in one position throughout the whole time without any bending or extending throughout. We purely want to be moving through the hips. Okay? That's the GHD Hip Extension. Movement number 3, we have the GHD Back Extension here. This one's a little bit different from the hip extension, but you want to start in the exact same place. Now, our back extension starts from parallel. This time, on my way down, I'm going to tuck my chin, roll through my shoulders, and move vertebrae by vertebrae, curling myself up into a little ball, and then unrolling on the way back up. Rolling down, vertebrae by vertebrae, unrolling on the way back up. So, different to the hip extension, this one, you want the spine to be moving. Hip extension, you don't. And lastly, we have the Glute Ham Raise. A very challenging movement if you haven't done lots and lots of back extensions or hip extensions, but also an absolutely amazing one for building strength in those hamstrings and glutes, and also really building up strength in that deadlift. Now, a glute ham raise, you can start from the top or you can start from parallel. I'm going to start from the top for now. We want to start off with our hips open, knees pressed into the pad here, feet or toes into the metal pad at the back. I'm going to lower myself down with control until I get to parallel. From here, I'm going to dig my knees into the pads and push myself all the way back up, trying to keep my hips as open as I possibly can. Again, control down, open back up, keeping the hips open. One way to scale this movement ever so slightly is on the way back up, allow the hips to bend and then open up from there. That will make this movement ever so slightly easier if you are transitioning and just giving them a quick little try. Have fun with these movements, guys.